Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Peters. I'm the Director of Emergency Management for Leon County. I wanted to welcome everyone here to the Public Safety Complex to mark the start of the 2023 hurricane season. And I appreciate your flexibility and your ability to plan with us. We had it scheduled for out front, but Mother Nature threw us a little curve, and we implemented our plan and we adjusted to bring the press conference inside. Officials from Leon County, the City of Tallahassee, the Leon County Sheriff's Office, and Leon County Schools, as well as the National Weather Service from Tallahassee, and local nonprofits and state organizations are gathered here today to encourage disaster preparedness before it's too late. Here in Leon County, we have weathered several storms and emergencies over the past few years, which include Hurricane Hermine, Irma, Michael, and the COVID-19 pandemic, just to name a few. Just this last year, our neighbors in southwest Florida were devastated by Hurricane Ian, which made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. Hurricane Ian became Florida's costliest hurricane and the third most expensive in the United States, with over $112 billion in damages. Each storm, especially Hurricane Ian, highlights the necessity of understanding your hurricane risk and making a plan for you and your family. As the 2023 hurricane season approaches, I encourage everyone to prepare now before it's too late. At Leon County, we say prepare, act, recover. Because preparing for hurricane season before a storm approaches helps us empower all of our residents from the youngest to the oldest to stay safe. And that's why we're here today to kick off the 2023 hurricane season, to remind everyone of just that. Take time now while you have the time. A disaster doesn't wait for you and your family to develop a plan before it strikes. You need to be ready for an emergency before a disaster occurs. Make sure you and your family have a plan and plan together. Make sure that plan includes your contact information for family members, emergency numbers such as doctor's offices and insurance companies, and don't forget to keep your pets in mind when you prepare your disaster kit. As the nation's first #Hurricane Strong community, we know firsthand the importance of resiliency in the face of disaster. This readiness to respond comes from the county's commitment to always improve operations through extensive after-action reports from past storms. Each emergency exposes vulnerabilities and tests our response and partnerships and gives us an opportunity to improve. And with nearly 300 findings and more than 200 after-action report recommendations complete, we are more ready than ever. We need the same commitment from everyone in the community to be prepared for the 2023 hurricane season. Comprehensive preparedness requires the whole community to get involved. To start preparing for hurricane season, county and city officials encourage you and your family, your friends, and your neighbors to have critical emergency supplies on hand and keep them in a 5-gallon bucket, such as the one you see here on the table. These disaster buckets are easy to grab. They're waterproof and can serve many different purposes. If you have to leave your home at a moment's notice, they're easy to take with you. You can learn more about building your disaster supply bucket at leonready.com. the county's one-stop shop for disaster preparedness resources. Leon County offers a range of resources there, including a list of essential supplies for your disaster bucket and other tools to assist you and your family in preparing for disasters. Additionally, while browsing leonready.com, download the Leon County Citizens Connect app to receive crucial updates via push notifications. As we have done in the past, today's speakers will highlight preparedness items that you can place in a disaster bucket that will help the whole community be prepared in case a disaster strikes. And the first thing you should place in your bucket is a copy of the 2023 Disaster Survival Guide. The guide is filled with important information on how to prepare, act, and recover from disasters. This guide was recently distributed by Tallahassee Democrat and will be distributed in today's Capitol Outlook. You will also be able to find them at city and county facilities throughout our community. And the information is also online at leonready.com. Place my guide in the bucket. Now I'd like to invite our Vice Chairman of the Leon County Board of County Commissioners, Commissioner Carolyn Cummings, to talk a little bit more about disaster preparedness.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. Good morning to each of you. As he said, I'm Carolyn Cummings, Vice Chair of the Leon County Board of County Commission. And as we gather here this morning to mark the official start of the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season, I think most of us know that there is a low pressure system forming in the Gulf of Mexico. And while it's predicted it will not materialize, it's a cautionary reminder to our community and all of us of the importance and significance of being prepared and the necessity of planning ahead for a hurricane disaster. I would like to, however, also acknowledge my colleagues who are here with me, Commissioner Rick Minor, if you'll join me, Commissioner David O'Keefe, who are here as well. Let me first also express the appreciation of the county and the entire community for all of the first responders that are here this morning, and many of those folks are here standing behind me. We also thank and appreciate the county emergency management team under the awesome leadership of Director Kevin Peters. And I also acknowledge our county administrator, Mr. Vince Long, who has done a tremendous job of assembling a great team of remarkable workers who year after year, disaster after disaster, demonstrate their dedication to the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of this community. So I thank you, I thank them for their tireless commitment to disaster preparedness and to disaster response. With the partnership of our local officials, our community partners, our nonprofit community, and our neighborhood leaders, we have built a resilient community that strives in times of disaster. That's because we work together, we help each other, and we rebuild together. And we also know that Leon County is the nation's first hurricane-strong community, which again emphasizes the resilience of our community in the face of disaster. So I urge this community, all of its citizens, to remember that throughout the hurricane season, it is of vital importance for everyone to stay informed and to stay prepared. Disasters often strike unexpectedly, so stocking up on all the essentials, including non-perishable food items, is so very critical. So I urge everyone to make sure non-perishable items are included in every disaster preparedness kit and bucket. And I'm going to place my non-perishable item in the bucket. So now I invite the great mayor of Tallahassee, Mayor John Daly, to the podium to give remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Daly. I am the proud mayor of the great city of Tallahassee. I am pleased to stand with my dear friend, the vice chairwoman of the Leon County Commission, Carolyn Cummings. Thank you for your leadership and all that you do. I am joined today by my colleague, Commissioner Curtis Richardson of the City of Tallahassee City Commission, our colleagues and other elected officials today. I too also want to start by acknowledging and thanking Kevin Peters. We're blessed to live in a community where we have the best. We have the best EOC team. They prepare year-round for hurricane season, and we are prepared. Yes, folks, we are prepared. We live in a community where we only have one city within the county, and the two governments, along with the school district, they work hand in hand seamlessly. We've been preparing for the entire year for hurricane season, and we are ready. At the City of Tallahassee, if you think about it, we maintain thousands and thousands of miles of roads, utility infrastructure from our electric utility, gas lines, water lines, stormwater systems. Throughout the course of the entire year, we check, we recheck, we plan, we prepare. We have our plans, we have our backup plans. We work hand in hand with the county and hand in hand with the EOC. We are prepared. Whether it's fire, whether it's police, whether it's utilities, whether it's aviation, whether it's customer service, no matter what department at the City of Tallahassee, we are ready to engage. Heaven forbid we have a storm event that comes our way. But I want to add my voice as well to the growing voice here and ask every single resident of the city of Tallahassee and Leon County to be prepared. Take care of yourself, take care of your families, take care of your neighbors, take care of your neighborhoods. That's what makes Tallahassee so special, our citizens and our neighborhoods. Now, I'm a true believer in building the bucket. I'm a true believer in preparedness, and it's very important that you take those steps now. In the Daly family, we've got a lot of electronics. I got 2 middle school boys. And while a lot of it is rechargeable, and we have a plan for that, we still have things, your basic necessities, such as flashlights that require batteries. Now is the time to make sure that you are prepared, and anything that can't be rechargeable, and if you don't have a plan that requires batteries, make sure you pick up your batteries and put it in your bucket as well. Along with the county, City of Tallahassee has a hurricane preparedness document as well. Please find our kit online at talgov.com. It will also assist all municipal residents on how to prepare, how to take care of their family, how to take care of their neighbors and their neighborhoods as well. In closing, I want you to know we're ready. The city is ready as an institution. The county is ready as an institution. The school district is ready as an institution. Our first responders are second to none. And in the event that a storm does come our way, we are prepared. So we are asking you to be prepared as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege now to introduce our Sheriff, Walt McNeil, our friend and yours. Sheriff, it's great to see you.
Good to see you, Mayor. Thank you, sir. Good morning. As the mayor and as Commissioner Cummings just talked about, we can't emphasize enough the need for our citizens to be prepared. Fact is that we cannot wait until we get the news broadcast and start talking about the error cone in terms of where the hurricane may or may not be. We have to be prepared, and being prepared as today, every citizen in Leon County should be engaged in preparation in the event a hurricane comes our way. I can tell you without fear of contradiction that Leon County and the City of Tallahassee, and certainly my colleagues, my first responder family, we are prepared and are prepared, almost constantly preparing for an event that might take place in our community, whether that event be a criminal justice issue or a weather issue. Your first responders are there and preparing and making sure that we can keep you safe. But the greatest thing that we, the citizens of Leon County, can do is to prepare to make ourselves safe. And one of those things that we have to do is make an inventory around your home and your communities, trying to make sure that, I talk about this, I don't think it's in our notes here today, but getting your yard prepared. We noticed in the storm we had about a month ago, in the Killarn neighborhood and Golden Eagle, citizens out with chainsaws assisting first responders in clearing the roadways. We have to have that kind of engagement. When the Leon County Sheriff's Office, we call it all in. All of us engaged, all in, serving this community. And that's what we've got to have. What I'd like to also point out is that one of the most important things that citizens can do for themselves, we talk about this bucket here. Now, there are a number of persons in our community, like myself. I take some medication for my blood pressure. And I need to make sure ahead of time that at least I have a month's supply of my medication that I can put in the bucket. So now, as an example, this medicine goes in that bucket. Please, citizens of Leon County, Tallahassee, we cannot be as effective in responding to an emergency without the assistance of our community being fully engaged, and as I say, all in, working with us to make a difference in our community. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to our superintendent, Rocky Hanna.
Thank you, Sheriff McNeil. So I guess I just roll right out of graduation season into hurricane season. It comes with the territory, I guess. But this is just a reminder for me why I wouldn't live anyplace else. Born and raised in Tallahassee and Leon County, and just us coming together and working together side by side. And Kevin, the commissioner, spoke about your leadership. We are so blessed and fortunate to have you in this position. And I love this building. It's a beautiful facility. I love driving by, not so much coming in, because if I'm coming in this building, we're talking about an approaching storm and how our schools are preparing to accept as shelter recipients people from out of the county or people within Tallahassee and Leon County. And our maintenance staff is working today, now that we have all the kids out of the buildings, are working today to prepare our facilities, heaven forbid, that they are needed by our residents to provide shelter to those who are seeking it. We do have an education campaign, Billy the Bucket coloring book, that we were excited to get out to our elementary school students this year to educate our youngest of citizens of the responsibility they have to help their parents in organizing and preparing for an event and organizing their bucket. So we're very thankful. I might have to grab a couple of these to take home. We're headed hopefully to the beach next week for a little vacation, so my nieces and nephews will enjoy their coloring books, and my new granddaughter will certainly enjoy it. But Leon County Schools, a lot of people don't realize the important role we play in sheltering folks. A lot of people live in facilities that cannot withstand hurricane force winds, and our schools are built and prepared to withstand those events. But it's us working with, the mayor mentioned the city does an awesome job. The sheriff's department is on their Alpha and Bravo ship where they're working 12 hours a day, clearing roads and keeping things open. And we do need to be prepared, but also the sheriff mentioned about residents going out with chainsaws and cutting and helping. We all want to help. We can replace property. We can't replace a human life. So if those of you that are out and about during a storm, heed the warning that are given by emergency management. Don't go out on your own, but just know that Leon County Schools is ready, willing, able, and we will be prepared, heaven forbid, if we're ever called on. Those cones of the cone of uncertainty, or the cone of death, as I call it, shifts very quickly, and you can have a storm that has a 1 in 10 chance of developing. All of a sudden, within 24 hours, it's at 8 of 10. So always be prepared. Again, I'm proud to be a partner with the people that are behind me and here in front of me, and whatever we can do to assist Leon County Schools is standing at the ready. And this time, I have also something I'd like to add in the bucket that is very essential: drinking water. And I never knew drinking water have a shelf life, but this one has a shelf life of 20 years. So this bottle will probably last me the rest of my life. But with that just shows the importance of having all of these things in your bucket to be prepared in case we do have an emergency in Tallahassee and Leon County. So I put my water in here, and this time I'd like to turn it over to Mark Wool with the National Weather Service to give you more information about hurricane preparedness. Mark?
All right, thank you, Superintendent Hanna. My name is Mark Wool. I'm the Awarding Coordination Meteorologist at the National Weather Service office here in Tallahassee. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this year's outlook. There was a lot of rumor through much of the spring that we might actually get a forecast of a below-average season, but that didn't turn out to be the case. We are calling for a near-normal season this year. What is normal? Normal is 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes that's Category 3 or higher. This year's official forecast, we're calling for 12 to 17 named storms, 5 to 9 hurricanes, and 1 to 4 major hurricanes. Now, those perfectly straddle the normals. Why is that? It's not that we don't know what's going to happen. It's that we have competing influences. Most of you have heard of La Nina and El Nino. We've got an El Nino coming, and one of the best benefits of having one of those develop is that increases winds aloft over the tropical Atlantic, and hurricanes can't really get going with that kind of environment. But unfortunately, the ocean is super warm this year, much warmer than normal, and that's going to be offsetting, so hence the near normal forecast. So I come here every year to speak to you guys on June 1st about these outlooks, and every year, regardless of the forecast, I'm going to give you the same piece of advice. It doesn't matter whether we have a below normal, normal, or above normal season in terms of total storms. What matters is if the one comes to your community. Ask the folks of Southwest Florida whether last year was an active season or not, and they're going to tell you, sure was. Folks over in Texas, maybe not so much. The Gulf of Mexico had surprisingly few systems other than right here near Florida last year. That scares me a little bit. I doubt I'm going to see that 2 years in a row. So the bottom line is, we can go years without a hurricane here in Tallahassee, and have. So it's very important for us to keep the drumbeat going, to come here every year and to remind people the importance of being prepared. As was mentioned previously, we already have a system down there, not too far to the south of us over the eastern Gulf of Mexico, which, by the way, is one of the most likely regions in the entire Atlantic Basin for early season storms in May and June. And here in Tallahassee, we have a full 6-month season. We've even had preseason storms. I remember Alberto from 2018 over Memorial Day weekend. Kate was a November storm. So all 6 months we're in play. So it's very, very important, despite what the outlook may say, for everyone to be prepared. So, although this is the last item that we'll be highlighting today to put in your bucket, it will not be the last item that you should fill your disaster bucket with. Now, there is information in the magazines, brochures, and other resources that have already been mentioned, and a simple Google search will give you a good list of what to put in there. I guarantee you there will be something on that list that you didn't think of. So take the time to do that. What I have here are important documents, like insurance policies, photos of loved ones, other contact information, anything that's important that you want to have on hand, all ready to go, so you don't have to go scrambling around for it. So today, I'm going to place these important documents in a watertight envelope here, protector. And now I'd like to turn it back over to Kevin to conclude.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to all of the work that you and the team at the National Weather Service do to help us prepare for weather emergencies all year long. So while this ends our press conference today, our commitment to preparedness doesn't end today. Now is the beginning of preparedness. Download the Leon County Citizens Connect mobile app, your best source for up-to-date information during any disaster. You'll receive push notifications of shelter openings, sandbag openings, and other openings of disaster relief stations, such as comfort stations, and everything else you'll need to know will be right at your fingertips during disaster season. Pick up a copy of the Disaster Survival Guide or visit leonready.com to find the resources you and your family need to be prepared. And remember, disaster preparedness sales tax holiday is in effect and runs through Friday, June 9th. Now is an excellent time to pick up those essential disaster supplies tax-free. And lastly, as has been mentioned before by the sheriff, as we enter the 2023 hurricane season, please get to know your neighbors and discuss how you can help one another prepare for disasters and recover if we are affected this summer. We all have a role in disaster preparedness. Thank you for joining us today. With that, to our media members here today, we will have availability for one-on-one interviews shortly. With that, we'll go ahead and conclude our press conference. Thank you.